Cool.
And in the meantime, could you give a shout out to our sponsors while I get everything sorted?
Yeah, if I can find the list. Just looking for it now because I always find I have incomplete lists, and that's just bad. Okay, so we have a complete list right here. I'd like to give big thanks to Altitude, our main namesake sponsor. If you go over to altitudeisl.net, you will be able to link straight to their website where you can play their game, thank them for sponsoring this tournament, and show them your gratitude in every possible way. Also like to thank Sales Viewers, Fairyland, Twitch TV, Noise, Prowler, Nabopoulos, Ruskig, and Trap, and Coram Jehalen, if that is indeed how it's pronounced.
It's good enough for me.
It's good enough for Sayle, it's good enough for anyone, right? That's gotta be the way.
Alrighty, and my overlay is all fixed up, so let me just play the commercial of our lovely main sponsor, and then we can get started. And we are back, going into game number 1 of Dewalt versus Michael, a PvZ, starting on Tau Cross as always. Take it away, Elegant.
Awesome. I am here for you in the top right hand corner, spawning in as the green Protoss. We have Dewalt, and I'm coming fresh off casting him in the SAS tour as well, so I'm seeing a lot of Dewalt today. And in the bottom right hand corner of the map, spawning in as the red Zerg, we have ISL3 Michael, aka Cheese King.
Cheese King indeed, man. And also one of the best foreigners at the moment. I think a lot of people would put him in the top 3 along with the likes of Zeke and Project perhaps.
Yeah.
He was of course one of the members of the foreign all-star team. And I'm actually thinking, I know in ISL1 I think he got taken down by Scan actually in round of 16, round of 32, something like that? I think round of 32. And I can't remember what happened in ISL2. Do you know how far he made it?
I can't remember. I'm sure it was pretty far because I've casted him pretty much more than I've casted anyone else, I think.
But
so
he actually,
quite a long way.
Sorry, in the thread it does say he made it to the round of 16 in ISL2 as well.
Okay.
So there it is. Can't remember who he lost to though. I'm sure somebody will tell me in the chat.
Yeah, definitely not Scan though, unless it was Secret Scan.
So it probably was in that case.
Yeah, in the same way that everyone is Scan.
Hey, it looks like an overpull down for Michael. And nothing yet for Dewalt. Is Dewalt going for a blind 12 Nexus? I think that's what he's doing here, because he hasn't sent out a probe to scout. Usually you scout with the pylon probe.
Yeah, how many of these are we going to see? Like blind 12 Nexuses, regardless of matchup, map, blind 12 Nex, blind 12 Nex. I think that's pretty much all we've seen so far, and it's going to be no different here. It is going to be a blind 12 Nex. So he's going to throw that down. Whether he'll get away with it or not is anyone's guess, because of course, from the other side of things, Michael has got the spawning pool already very nearly in, and I'm not going to say I'll eat my hat, because I've been bad times. Everyone's seen that happen. I would be surprised and amused if this actually worked out for Dewalt, but this is going to be pretty clutch timing if it does work out for him. But if this actually does happen, this might be something I'll adopt on ladder a little bit more.
I do want to make a slight correction. So we've been saying 12 Nexus. It's actually an 11 Nexus, and that is for a very good reason. 12 Nexus against an Overpool, I think your cannon comes in just a little bit too late. But I think 11 Nexus, the cannon will barely be on time. It'll literally be down to seconds here. Look, the cannon is just starting. The Lings are out. He's probably going to have to pull a few probes to block here, but I think he will barely be okay. That's why you go for the 11 Nexus rather than the 12 Nexus in this matchup. Or at least that's what I've been told. I haven't actually tried it myself.
I will definitely try that. That's very, very interesting. Throwing down the gateway as well. Is that a complete block with the gateway? It could be. I'm not sure. It looks like the probe can't get home. I'm not quite sure about anything else. He is pulling probes, so I don't know if he's confident that it is either. But no, it's not a complete block. Okay, so there is still a gap there. And it looks like you're right. The cannon is probably just going to come in time. And that is edgy, edgy stuff right there from Dewalt. I love that. That's good stuff. That Nexus is so much earlier, coming up well before the hatchery. And wow, yeah, I'm a little bit impressed right now with your knowledge.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool build. I didn't know about it until recently either. Of course, the sad thing is it does get hard countered by 9 pools, so you will lose some games. But it is a very cool timing to watch when it's played against Overpool. As we just saw, it's literally seconds that the cannon finishes in time. So anyway, what else was I gonna say? I keep forgetting what I'm gonna say. I'm getting old and senile here.
Sure, it's my fault.
I'm sure it'll come to me. Anyway, summoning his core down, even though he's not mining gas yet. It's a bit of an oversight. Alright, looks like he's now mining it. And taking his second gas extremely quickly on 22 supply. That is a very early second gas. I'm curious what he's going to do with that.
No, that's super early. I can only imagine that that's got to be for a Sayle Reaver building. I can't think what else eats up that much gas quite so fast.
Possibly a double Stargate Corsair. That would be quite interesting to see.
Yeah, that is possible, actually.
Meanwhile, Michael's third base has just now finished, it looks like, and he's actually gone for a Hydra now already. He's getting Hydra speed. Looks like it's going to be a 3-hatch Hydra bust from Michael, the Cheese King, busting out his trademark cheese in game number 1. He is going to kill the scouting probe before it is scouted, although the probe did see the gas being mined already. Might make him a little bit suspicious. And he is in fact going to send out another probe here, but Michael sees it with the Overlord, and if he's got good link control, he will be able to take it down. Now, what is going on in the main base? Okay, we have 1 Stargate, but what do you need all that gas for, Dewalt? What do you need the gas for?
Yeah, it's got me puzzled, I've got to admit. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. Not seeing the +1 air weapons. He's got a second cannon on the way in. That definitely doesn't cost him any gas. Probably making a Dragoon, not even so much as that, with the extra gas which he's got going on. She's still a Badoon as well, so yeah. Enlighten us, Dewalt. What is your power?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's just playing very standard build after getting a very fast gas. It's a little bit confusing.
It could be though, one of those... Sorry, go on.
The probe was just barely getting deflected by those Lings. Still has not seen the Hydra Den, although he does see the Hydra spawn now. Now he knows exactly what's going on. He sees the Hydralisks pop out of those eggs. Perfect scouting timing there for Dewalt. So now he's going to start putting out some emergency cannons. There's a third cannon going up. Looks like, let's see how much space he has. He actually, with the 2 pylons there, he actually does have plenty of space to put down cannons here. But, well, let's see if it is in time and what else he's making here. There's no archives yet. He should be making a Templar archives.
Yeah, definitely needs Templar archives as soon as possible. He needs Storm, otherwise he's going to be unable to defend for... Well, he's going to be able to defend for the right with cannons, but he's not going to be able to be full aggressive, make any real dent in the Hydra. There's still only 4 Hydralisks, so the 2 cannons can be enough to see him through for now in conjunction with those 2 Zealots. Definitely no +1 weapons for quite some time. I expect to lay down another forge in his main. There's the Templar archives. But he needs another forge happening fairly soon back at home, both for the +1 and for reinforcement cannons should he need them. Making up quite a good number so far, but Michael looked like he considered going in right there, but pulling back quite quickly. And this is exactly the kind of thing we expect from Michael, kind of this cheesy style. Nothing against him, nothing against the cheesy style, but it is a cheesy style.
It's very interesting. Yet another probe went into the main there, so Dewalt being really on top of his scouting. I think that's a good idea, considering he's playing against someone like Michael, is to you know, kind of almost be overly paranoid with your scouting. Meanwhile, the Templar archives are going to finish here, and there are 7 cannons at the natural. However, Michael has made a lot of Hydralisks here. I don't know if 7 cannons is going to be enough. There's 2 Zealots as well. It looks like the Hydra's now going to start taking down this gateway. I think that means their range has just finished. There is 1 DT on the way, but there's an Overlord there at the front, so I don't think the DT would even be able to get out. Although actually the gateway's probably going to die first anyway.
Yeah,
so this is
I
looking
think it is
a little bit dangerous, I think. I think Dewalt actually doesn't realize that he needs a couple more cannons here. I really think he needs a couple more cannons.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's just more and more stuff building up outside his natural, and that's really quite a significant number of Hydralisks right now. He should be alright. I mean, that is quite a lot of cannons. It would take quite some might to push through that, and I don't know if Michael's actually keen on doing so. Going to head back and take out that Corsair right now. Not with all of his Hydralisks, but with a decent bulk of them. And the whole gas thing is still puzzling me just a little bit. I'm trying to put it into the back of my mind, but I guess he just needs to make as many high Templar as possible right now, and he'll get all that spent, no problem.
Yeah, it looks like Dewalt actually heard me through time and space, threw down 2 extra cannons. I forgot he actually lost his forge, so he actually was unable to make cannons for a little while there, but it looks like he's all good now, and that is, he's going to be just fine here. Meanwhile, Michael has transitioned out of it, and it is going to get scattered by a Corsair, so they're going to kind of move away from that, you know, a little bit of early aggression and go into a somewhat long game. Now, the good thing for Michael here is that he has position outside of Dewalt, so he's got kind of a semi-contain going on. Until Dewalt can get, you know, enough units to bust out here. And if Dewalt isn't able to push out before Lurkers is finished, we could see Michael just get a really sick Lurker contain going, and that would be really annoying for Dewalt here.
Yeah, Lurker contains are the absolute thorn in Protoss's side. I mean, once they're out there, they plant themselves down. They are tough to get rid of. More often than not, it's more efficient to go around them than it is to actually try and take care of them. You just got to try and harass your way back into the game, so that when you do inevitably have to push out through this horrible, thorny kind of bush of Lurker, then you can actually, you know, afford to lose quite a few units and still have the might left at the other end to take care of it. But look at this, really, really nice scouting from Michael. He has exactly that in mind. So he's got Lings positioned all the way around. I wonder if he'll actually get Burrow as well at some point in order to make sure that he has that full complement of scouting information. No sign of that right yet, but maybe he will as soon as shuttles come into play. But we're still a little way away from shuttle players. I'm looking around for the Robo. I still don't see one. I guess he knows that he's safe for a little bit because the timings will be a little bit behind for Michael in terms of Lurkers, but the Lurker upgrade is well on the way, so I'm surprised to see that, that no Observer Tech is forthcoming quite yet.
I think he's actually just trying to hit a really sharp timing here. He's gone up to 9 gateways in his main base, basically just doing a huge 2-base attack here to just bust out and hopefully kill Michael. This is kind of like the PvZ equivalent of what we saw Bibian do against Lancer X. It looks like he's getting a bit stuck in his main base. He's going to start killing some of these cannons so he can get out here. But this is going to be so close because if that Lurker finishes, if the Lurkers get up, he's going to not be able to get out at all because he's got no Robo, as you said. Like, he needs to go now, I think. Literally this second, he must go.
Yeah, but his Zealots are still slow lots. I mean, they'll be absolutely useless. Checking one storm down on a handful of Hydralisks. But yeah, these slow speed lots are going to make absolutely no headway whatsoever. Much as I think he'd like to go, I think he can't. He's got no +1 attack upgrade, and yep, stuck with a good number of Dragoons in there. Cool time to be a Protoss player. But yeah, no upgrades of any kind on those Zealots, so really he can't be pushing yet. He needs to wait.
Oh man, he's just killing every single cannon. He just cannot leave his base. Wow.
Yeah,
that is beautiful. And now the Lurker's finished. Oh god.
I think his timing idea was good. I mean, if he hadn't have misclicked his Zealot leg speed upgrade or whatever he did, I think this was a good timing. But yeah, he just completely botched it with that missed leg speed upgrade, and his force which wasn't strong enough in good time. He does eventually have to push out with slow speed loss, but getting no joy, having a few high Templar sniped off, and his force all the way back into his natural. And look how little room he's got there. He's kind of clustered around all these cannons. It's going to be absolute hell for him trying to push out through that.
You know, I think if he hadn't walled himself in with that many cannons so his Dragoons could get out, he would have actually pushed out like 5 seconds earlier and been able to get a position here. Like, I think actually he might, like, this game, if he loses, might even be a tribute, you could even say it's been caused by these extra 3 cannons here that he had to kill. Like,
Yeah, that's a poor show. I mean, can't really hold it against him. I mean, he needed them for the Hydras, and you were an advocate of the cannons. I was an advocate of the cannons, but yeah, they kind of come back and bit him in the ass a little bit. He's building up a good number of Dragoons now. Overlord sacked into the main just to make sure he gets the scouting information. Do we have observers yet? Okay, we have the Robo and the observatory up, but no observers as far as I can tell. So still a good half a minute or so before he can actually push out at all. With a shuttle in the build queue as well, but the scouting information from Michael is good. He has a really, really nice perimeter around the entire base from Dewalt, and Michael's going to head out to a 4th base now, and he's going to be in a really sweet position. Dewalt has to mount an absolutely spectacular push out. He's going to have the force to actually continue moving across the map.
I actually really like the fact that Michael's been adding a lot of Hydralisks as well. By sacrificing that Overlord that we saw just now, he saw the insane gateway count in the main, so he knows Dewalt is going to be going for some huge attack. Once he gets a couple of observers out, he's going to try and bust this and hopefully kill Michael. I mean, it's basically the same plan as before, but a little bit later here. Looks like he's trying to poke out now. It's not quite working. See, like a lot of Zergs in this case, once they get the Lurk contained down. Oh, but hold that thought. He's sniping some Templars. Very nice job sniping the High Templars. Sacrificing a few Hydralisks, that is well worth it. And looks like Dewalt continuing to put on the pressure with these Dragoons, but it's so difficult here. There's a lot more units in the back as well. And, well, he is doing a good job sniping some of these Lurkers. Michael not bringing his Hydralisks to bear. He really needs to be doing that. But yeah, see, the thing is, I think a lot of Zerg players, you know, they set up the contain and they feel a little bit too safe, so they drone up and then they expand a bunch. And then actually, the Protoss, you know, they sends out a bunch of Dragoons and High Templar and breaks out, and then the Zerg has nothing. So, adding all those extra Hydras is a good idea.
I think Michael C finding a decent balance with this. The problem is, the more Dewalt pushes out, unless he gets a really big decisive burst, the wider and scarier this concave is getting, because the Zerg is going to have this huge line of fire against these Protoss forces, which are forced into a pretty small area compared, and he's actually trying to continue pushing out, and I think this is a terrible idea. There is still such a deep Zerg line. He has no High Templar, no Storm in his army whatsoever. 3 observers closing in now means that he's pretty safe from observer snipes, but this is getting so cleaned up here. Michael is looking absolutely dominant in his contain, not letting up for a second, and look at his map control. He has such complete map vision. There is Zerg everywhere right now, and GG from Dewalt.
Wow, Michael taking game number 1 there. Oh man, that was brutal to watch, but I think Dewalt really just missed it by a matter of seconds there. I mean, if he had just gone out while those Lurkers were not quite finished yet, that would have been a really cool timing. One thing, by the way, did you notice, like, half his gateways were just never rallied, ever?
Yeah, well, why rally them when you got a room for your units to go
that's
in?
true, I guess.
I mean, I'm sure it was a mistake, but I'm not sure how much it would have helped him.
Alright, replay number 2.
I'm in.
So the game is going to be on Sniper Ridge once again. Of course, we do have a set map pool and a map order for the round of 16. So here we go. Game number 2. Michael leading 1-0 over Dewalt.
Yeah, it was a really, really nice job from Michael. I mean, he just completely dictated the pace of the entire game, despite the fact that directly after Dewalt's very, very cute opening, I've got to give him that. It was incredibly clutch and well timed. But after that, it was, you know, all up to Michael. It was his play. He said what happened all game long, and Dewalt really didn't have a say in it at any point. I'm going to call out the positions now quickly. In the bottom right-hand corner, spawning in as the red Zerg, we have ISL3 Michael. And in the bottom left-hand corner, spawning in as the blue Protoss, we have ISL3 Dewalt.
Indeed we do. Looks like he's sending his probe out now. Looks like it's a little bit early. Is he proxy gating? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That probe, I thought it was a bit early, and it is in fact going towards the middle of the map here. It looks like Cheese King is about to get cheese. Now, I really do not think this is a good idea. I mean, of all people to do a cheese against, I would not do it against Michael. Because this guy, alright, not only does Michael cheese a lot as his main race, but he off-races a ton. If you guys watch his stream, he is actually, he streams under the name of Gutshot on Team Liquid, and he actually plays all 3 races quite well, in fact. And he cheeses with all 3 of them as well. Like, I saw him proxygate yesterday. Yesterday I was watching Michael's stream, and he proxygated somebody. So, if anybody knows how to hold this off, it is going to be him.
Yeah. I mean, that's the major advantage of being good at all 3 races. You can spot any tiny inconsistencies, and you can know the counters, because you know what you get beaten by good players. So it's definitely going to be a benefit to him here. It's only a matter of time, though, to see how long it is until he scouts this. He has got a fairly advantageous opening, though. I mean, he's laid down the pool fairly early. Had he gone for a 12 hatch or something, then it might have been over pretty fast.
Oh man, Dewalt just did something really weird. Instead of using the first probe to build both gateways, he sent a second probe, and that means his second gateway was late by about 50 minerals. Now some people might think, oh, that's not that big of a deal, but basically that means that this wasn't a 9-9 gate, this was a 9-10 gate, even though he didn't build the probe. So it's like, makes me a little bit nervous here. Like, that's not the most efficient 9-9 gate I've ever seen. And he is facing an overpull here from Michael, so it could be effective. He's just getting his probe in now. Gonna see what's up. Michael saving his 3 larvae there, and gonna make some Zerglings. Oh, he actually makes a drone.
2 drones and
Oh
only 2
my
Zerglings.
God.
Oh, Michael. He's going to have so much trouble defending these zealots. And his scouting information is going to be so incredibly late. He's not sending out a drone, as far as I can see. He might be sending out this drone, and it might actually go through the middle of the map because he's got an Overlord going left, and he's got an Overlord. Yeah, it'll probably go through the middle of the map, I hope, but otherwise he's going to really have no chance. Producing 2 Zerglings, Dewalt is going to be laughing right now in his chair, or in the past he will have been laughing, because he sees everything that's going on, and as the first couple of Zealots make their way, the first 3 Zealots and a Probe are going to make their way over, what has Michael got to deal with this? And the answer is pretty much absolutely nothing.
Michael was trying to be way too clever there. He deliberately left the 3 larvae there to pretend as if he was saving up for 6 Zerglings. And so he made them all, and then he was like, okay, Dewalt's going to think I'm making 6 Zerglings, he's going to overreact, and maybe build a second cannon, and then I actually have extra drones, and then he wasted his money. But now the Zealots are coming in, and Michael knows what's up, and I mean, this is like the worst possible situation. I actually have no idea what he's going to do here. I mean, he's also already built the 3rd hatchery at the 6 o'clock here. He actually might let that finish and build Zerglings from his hatchery and counterattack into Dewalt's main while sunkening up his own main. I think actually that might be the best course of action here. He's indeed not cancelling that hatchery, so that's probably what his plan is. He needs those Zunkens ASAPly. Oh my god,
no.
drones!
Oh no! Yeah, this is really super bad times to be Michael. He's got a couple of circuit colonies attempting to come in. He's drilling well, and that might just be enough to save him, at least temporarily. One of the circuit colonies is going to come in, and he's drilling really very nicely. He might be able to take care of these others right here. 2 of them go down, and I think this next one's going to go down too. Good job by Michael, somehow defending that off. I mean, he's lost his natural, but as you've already said, Sayle, he does have that 3rd base coming up, and that might be really good for him. Having a little bit of pop at that pylon in the middle of the map, but not able to take that out. But yeah, just managing to defend, but his economy is shot right now.
But look at this, see, Dewalt has no idea about that hatchery. He's gonna basically leave Zealots on the ramp, he's gonna contain. He knows he can't bust those 2 sunken colonies. So he's just gonna contain Michael and be like, oh, well, Michael's on 1 base and I'm on 1 base, so then I win because I'm Protoss. But actually, there's another base here, and Michael, okay, he's making 1 drone here, but I think he should be making Zerglings here and just counterattack because Dewalt has no defense in his main base. If he just makes 6 Lings there, he could just kill every single probe. All of the Zealots are still being rallied to the front here because Dewalt has absolutely no idea. He has no idea.
Yeah, he has no clue whatsoever, and why would he? I guess he might just think maybe Zerg had a 3rd base up there already, but, you know, probably not. And it's a weird place to expand. It is a weird place to expand towards the Protoss. It's quite unconventional. So there's no reason for Dewalt to scout that, at least not for a little while. So that, yeah, that could be pretty nice for Michael, and doing a fantastic job in there of drilling. I mean, I thought he was going to be down and out, but he managed to preserve pretty much all his drones and just drilled those Zealots out to oblivion, and the Zealots now pushing on up the ramp, so those Zerglings are going to be forced to retreat, and this is actually a good number of Zealots. He has to once again drill very well, possibly, if he's going to actually defend against these, but I think Dewalt's being a little bit conservative here, just not wanting to push too far in, and very sensible of him indeed. I have a feeling that lower sunken colony is a little bit more exposed than the top one, but of course he can take out the top one a lot more quickly, so it's a bit of a toss-up for which he'd go for.
And now the 6 Lings are out, and Link Speed has finished. This is going to be so bad for Dewalt. Like, Michael's continuing to poke these Zealots to the front, but Dewalt has gone for an expansion. He's making a forge, but that's not going to be in time. He's going to have 6 Speedlings in his base, and he has 0 defenses here. I think this could actually be game over, and what looks like a free win for Dewalt, going Proxy Gate against a Zerg who only makes 2 Zerglings, and yet Michael somehow, the Cheese King, is showing why he is the master of cheese, reacting perfectly, and this, like, Dewalt's going to lose all his probes here. Those slow Zealots, there's no way they're going to get back, and there's no way that they can bust 2 Sunkets either. He has absolutely nothing he can do right now. He's completely out of options. I think he's just going to go probe drill the main and just try and do a Zealot probe attack and just kind of like do a base raid or something. Like, what can he do?
I don't know. I actually don't think there's anything he can do. I think suddenly in this one kind of master move, Michael has turned it round from a certain defeat to a certain win. And Dewalt is out of options. He has 1 Zealot back there to try and kill these Zerglings, but we all know that's not going to be successful. Michael even taking the time and care to micro around, and GG from Dewalt. Special game there from Michael.
Wow. I mean, that was literally as build order loss as it gets. I mean, overpull into 2 Zerglings against Proxy 9-9. Seriously? Seriously? Zerg's gonna win that? That is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. That was incredible.
Oh, man. I was so stunned I forgot to change my screen to the proper thing. Ugh. Yeah. Getting
great reaction there from Michael. Yeah. Amazing stuff. And now we see why he is indeed one of the best. Anyone who says otherwise is, of course, wrong. Really great game from him right there.
All right, on to game number 3. Dewalt, can he take at least one game off of Michael? Can he even take the next 3 and pull an amazing reverse comeback? We shall see.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible. Dewalt is good, but Michael is looking really good in these games. Like really, really, really good.
Alright, so third map's gonna be ground 0, and here we go.
Alright, we are in. So, top left hand corner spawning in as the orange Protoss, we have ISL3 Dewalt. And the top right hand corner spawning in as the teal Zerg, we have ISL3 Michael. And consolation of the egg, so it can only be one thing. The Cheese King bringing out the King of Cheese, which is of course the infamous, the terrifying, the 4-pool. Hold on to your hats.
Oh my goodness, and I know that Elegant literally has a hat right now that he is holding on to. I need to find a hat to hold on to because this is Le 4-pool. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. He has a whopping 3 drone economy right now.
I love 4-pools. There's something fundamentally mad about them that just really gets me. It's incredible.
And we have a slightly late pylon here at the front. That's not going to do him very much. So it looks like he's going for the forge above that and the gateway above that as his wall off. So there are going to be a few gaps in that, but it doesn't really matter because this is going to be decided before any such wall offs go up.
Yeah.
By the way, I just wanted to say to anybody who's curious about that drone cancel in the beginning, you can make one drone and cancel it, and it has exactly 0 effect on the 4-pool timing. So it's just a little bit of a showman thing right there. I mean, we saw Jaedong do the same thing when he 4-pooled. Who was it? Some random Terran in Pro League.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly. But yeah, it's pure showmanship. It's just to say, I'm a boss, this is happening. So immediately, bam, you know it's going to be a 4-pool.
Oh man, what is this probe doing? Please build a forge. Why is he not? Man, that is a late forge. Well, is it a late forge? I don't know. He had like 300 minerals when he made that forge.
Yeah, that is a slightly late forge. You'd expect it to be on 10 supply. It was on 11 supply. So that's not going to do him any favors whatsoever. The drone heads up to the top left. Scouts is
Michael's
out.
just giggling right now. He's just like, ah ha 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 ha.
Yeah, Michael loves it. The cannons are still
The probe, the probe misses the Zerglings. He's going in the correct direction, but the probe missed the initial Zerglings. Oh my god, GG. GG, yo. 3-0 incoming with a 4-pool. Like a boss. Dewalt is shitting himself right now. He's just like, no. I can't let it end like this. Why?
That's amazing. To come so far and to be taken out like this is just galling. But you've got to hand it to Michael. This is just crazy. He has outdone himself in these games, and this is the cheesiest finish you can possibly imagine to a series. Dancing his Zerglings in and out. The probes are doing their best to drill, and actually doing a fairly decent job. So Dewalt not giving up so easily. He does not want to be defeated here, but those Lings are going to start doing their job very, very soon. They're going to have a bit of a crack at that Nexus as well, and might go and have a go at that cannon. If that cannon comes up, it is going to be a little bit difficult for him, but he is going to be able to still maintain complete control over the Protoss' natural. So wow, what a rough position for Dewalt.
This is some sick probe micro though. Oh my god. This is like god tier probe micro. Did you guys see that? Look! He's still got like 8 probes. 9 probes. What on earth?
He went into beast mode.
That... He was seriously like... just, I cannot lose to a 4-pool in a deciding game of my ISL3 existence. Like, look how many probes he has left. I think he's actually winning right now. Look, Michael has 6 probes, and these Lings can't do anything. What?
He might actually be winning from a position where he was 100% unequivocally dead. This is the set of turnarounds right here, if nothing else.
This is like the complete reverse of last game. Last game, Michael should have been dead. Like, just there was no way for him to win, and yet he did. And now Dewalt, having gone for an 11 forge with 300 minerals in the bank, like a ridiculously late forge against the 4-pool, not scouting it until the Lings were in his base, and yet, unfortunately for him, this gateway's out of range of the cannon. But still, I mean, wow.
That's the first thing I thought when I saw that gateway. I thought it's that in range, and of course no, it's not. He could have built it directly next to that pylon. There's no reason why he wouldn't. He wouldn't have managed the gas, I don't think. I think the mining still would have been okay. But yeah, that game is probably going to get taken out. He does manage to produce one Zealot out of it first, so that might actually take care of it. So good job by him there. Some more capable micro from Dewalt. And yeah, he won't be defeated right here.
Now, I think Michael actually killed more probes there than he did when the initial 6 Zerglings got into the base.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Anyway, it's going to be a 2-gate follow-up. Now, I don't think Michael actually saw that second gateway, but he sees a lack of gas, so he should realize something's going on there. Unless he's coming back to try and take down this gateway, not going to happen. One Sayle should be more than enough. Ooh, it looks like that Zergling tried to get Microed back, but he got stuck on the other 2 Zerglings.
Unfortunate. I mean, yeah, you expect your Zergling brethren to help you out, but that just wasn't happening right there. And now we have Probe heading unstoppably towards the main base of Michael, so he's going to see what's up. And he's going to see the natural expansion. So this is weird. Michael, after a successful 4-pool, is having to transition out of it. After being pretty much handed a build or a win. So weird stuff here, but all credit to Dewalt for holding that off, doing an exemplary job of how to beat a 4-pool even if you have nothing else. It's like when Lita won that crazy game. Remember that game?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, this is in the same kind of vein of history as that one.
And you know, I gotta say, as somebody who dislikes any form of cheese, I feel this is very nice. It's very it's like justice is served. If you cheese, you will lose, no matter how good your position is. Yeah. All right. I hope all Peruvians are watching this game. Please stop it.
Oh no. But yeah. Please stop it. It's not cool. Although it's kind of cool when Michael does it. It's like when Jumper does it, because everyone was going to the game like cracking their knuckles thinking, right, he's going DTs, must stop the DTs, and then somehow the DTs get in their main base, tear them to pieces, and they GG out. And it must be the same for Michael. So if everyone knows you're going to cheese, and you can still do it, then that's a skill. That's a real skill.
Now, I'm a little bit concerned by this lack of a wall of the natural. He's put kind of a floating forge here. But the pylon's a little bit too far inside to make a good wall, so, I mean, Michael, you know, with good Zergling control, could definitely use some, you know, fancy run-bys and still do a lot of damage. Now, there's the one cannon in the main base that will help against that, but, I mean, you know, if I'm playing against someone like Michael, I want the tightest wall possible.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And this is definitely not even vaguely tight. It's not any semblance of tight whatsoever. I forget who I was commentating last week, or was the last week, maybe the week before, but anyway, they just had these abominable wallers. They won, but their wallers are absolutely terrible. I couldn't stop talking about it. I was just like, what is this wall?
Dude, I know, I was watching those games. Oh man.
Yeah.
Just,
It's ridiculous.
just makes you sick watching it. It's just like, what is that thing? Ah.
Yeah. It's like, I can do better than that, and I'm only like C+, but what are you doing at A or whatever rank you are, and you can't wall in. What is going on here? We have a little bit of Zergling dancing going around in the natural expansion of Michael, and Dewalt's aggression might actually pay off here. Michael's going in for the kill, and he's got to drill his drones really well. We know he can do that. More Zerglings coming in from the main. He might actually have enough force to deal with this. It looks like the Zealots are going to be forced back. Another reinforcement Zealot coming in though. Will it be enough? 2 Zealots on very low health right now. Might be able to catch one Ling. No, the Ling does manage to get safe and clear of the Zealot fire. And will Michael be able to hold on here? Another couple of Lings coming in from behind. Will he lose this drone? It looks like the drone might go down. No, Dewalt not quite managing to get in there. Would have put himself in far too much danger. And I think this might just be okay. Michael might manage to stabilize right here.
Wow, this is really interesting, because look at this. Michael also going for the fast spire. Like, I mean, he went a failed 4-pool, and, you know, Dewalt did a fast 2-gate follow-up, and yet the Zealot pressure is just getting completely shut down here. I would have thought that would have done more damage, but as it is, I think Dewalt actually might be in a little bit of a risky or dangerous position, because, I mean, his core is finished, but there's no other tech that I can see. He doesn't have a second gas yet. He's actually stockpiling a lot of money in the bank. He should not be. I think he's focusing a little bit too hard on the Zealot micro. And when this Spire finishes and the Mutas get out, he is going to be in a world of pain here. Where's his Stargate? Where's something? Anything, man. Anything.
Well, yeah, and in preparation for the Mutas to actually pop, Michael could do a little bit of fun here, and he could actually dash in and try and take out these 2 photon cannons in the natural, and any others that are warping in at the natural. Of course, there are none, but he has the Zergling count to do that. I mean, I think right now there are slightly too many Zealots out, but he did have a little bit of timing window right there. But yeah, he needs something to deal with this. He's got a Stargate happening now, but I think it might be too late. The Spire is almost done already. I think this is going to be too slow.
And very interesting, look at these Zerglings at the bottom. I think Michael's just scouting for hidden expansions or anything like that, or I'm not really sure what these are about, because they're actually in kind of random locations here. That's quite funny. But anyway, I mean, okay, so Dewalt's adding a pylon, making his wall a little bit better. Still hasn't taken the second gas. He's adding a Stargate Citadel. 2 Citadels on top of each other. The 2 Citadel build, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Dewalt. Think straight. Do you want to do this on stream? Do you really want this to happen? Please cancel the Citadel. There's like 600 people watching, 550 people watching. You don't want this to happen to you today of all days. And Michael's doing a little bit of dodging in and out with the Zerglings, but he's not going to cancel it. They're both coming in. He's not going to see it. I think one of those is probably meant to be a gateway. That's a sad thing.
I feel so bad because, like, in his picture, Dewalt looks like he's 12 years old or something. I can just, like, imagine him being this little kid who's just, like, super nervous because, you know, he's playing a really important game against, like, one of the best foreigners, and, you know, he knows it's going to be casted, so he's just making all these stupid mistakes. I just want to pat him on the head, be like, it's okay, Dewalt, it's okay.
Yeah, you can't really take it away from him because... I don't know, it's such an easy mistake to make, that's the terrible thing as well, and now he's got his leg speed going, I'm sure he will have noticed what's up. Threatening to lose that first Corsair, but that first Corsair is going to make it away from those incoming Scourge. So that Overlord, which is just hovering like a cheeky fellow in the...
Oh, he just trapped his Zealot. Everything from that... He cancelled his Templar Archives, what? He cancelled an almost finished Templar Archives to let that Zealot out. That's gotta be a mistake. Oh my god, he just... That Archives was like 80% finished, and he just cancelled it.
Yeah, his mind is in a mess right now. I don't think he's got the state of mind to clean this game out. Wow. What to say?
You know what? That Zealot had better go and win him the game right now. That better be Chuck Norris Zealot. Because he just got an Archives cancelled so he could get out. That guy, you know how much weight is on his shoulders now? You know how much responsibility is on him?
Oh, yeah.
This is like the fate of the game is on that Zealot's shoulders now.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's got
God. Oh, man, he must be so shaken, like... Oh, Dewalt.
Yeah, just doing crazy stuff all over the place. I mean, the doubles... Oh, God,
if anybody knows Dewalt in real life, can you just go over to his house and give him a hug for me, please?
But what if the picture's actually wrong and he's actually like this 30-year-old enormous Russian? And you just go up to him and hug him and he's like 12 foot tall.
That's alright, that's alright. Big people need love too, man. Big people need love too.
We have Zealot dashing coming to the right-hand side base of Michael, and Dewalt looks like he might actually make something with this pressure. There are some wings coming in, but the Zealots are blocking the ramp, getting taken care of, however, and the sunken colonies will probably just be enough. There's still a fair few Zealots in there, though, but once again, Michael called again to do his epic probe drilling, which he is really quite remarkably good at, doing a lovely job once again there, and the meters pop with perfect timing, and are able to deal with the remainder of these Zealots. So once again, Michael losing relatively little, and Dewalt once again in trouble.
Yeah, it looks like a DT heading down to the third base there as well, but there are a couple of Overlords, so it's probably not going to do anything. Meanwhile, morphing an Archon here, and getting a couple extra gateways. Dewalt going up to 1,000 minerals already. He's not even at 100 supply. He's barely on 2 bases, and he's rocking 1,000 minerals in the bank. That is not good.
No.
And these mutas are going to be quite deadly. Now, he does have 3 cannons, and a bunch of Corsairs, and a shield battery, and an Archon, so I don't think he's going to die outright, but... Oh, don't fly into the cannons, Michael.
Yeah. I mean, what's remarkable about this is a failed 4-pull. What you're seeing right here is a failed 4-pull. Somehow Michael is actually probably going to take this, and he's about to start doing the micro in over the natural. I think those cannons are maybe slightly out of position, so if he goes into the left of the natural, he can actually start to take out a good few probes. It looks like he's not too keen on doing that. It seems like he's taking more of a defensive stance. DT is still just chilling down at the bottom map. Looks like it's actually had a little bit of a dig into that base, but no dice. So she's going to wait and scout down the bottom right hand corner and make life difficult for any future drones trying to throw down a hatchery there.
It's interesting because Michael got a fast +1 carapace for his mutas, and he's actually not really pressing the issue with them. So I mean, maybe he just saw, you know, the number of cannons and Corsairs, just like, you know what, it's not even worth it. But that's quite interesting. Meanwhile, looks like speed is finished now. Looks like, yeah, range is on the way for his Hydralisks. I think +1 is on the way as well. Indeed, it is. Getting another hatchery now at his natural. So Michael is, yeah, in a fantastic position here. He's at 101 supply against the 116 if Dewalt. A little bit behind, but that's fine because he's a Zerg. So it's pretty standard. And oh no, though, he's gonna get the Corsair or the Muta spot in here. Oh God.
Oh wow, what a terrible, terrible engagement there for Michael. Getting completely caught in all those Corsairs, taking an Archon hit or 2 as well, just for good measure. And oh, but we have a massive Scourge bomb coming in here, and this could be really so bad. So many Corsairs going down, and it's pretty much just These games are just one guy taking a blow, then sending another blow right back. Just crazy stuff from both sides. Not the Corsairs going down, but the Mutilus, of course, taking almost irreparable damage, but they will be able to steadily regain that health they lost. And oh, a Storm just missing everything. The Hydra starting to manage to snipe out one High Templar, will be able to get the second one on relatively low health right now. And there could be a really lovely Storm going down. A lot of Hydras right there. Michael doing a good job of splitting his Hydras. A Storm goes down on one of the groups, and it looks like Dewalt might be able to mount some good pressure once again. The Corsairs still have a fair few left, cleaning up one or two overlords in the middle of the map here, and Michael just needs to take a very good defensive stance. His third base is safe, but his natural is what he needs to be alarmed about right now, and Lurker upgrade is only just beginning, so it's a little while before you can have that relative safety of a big Lurker defense. Mutilus coming in, but relatively fruitlessly, not able to do too much right now.
By the way, can you look at Dewalt's third base? Is that Zergling really not in aggro range of the pylon? Like, what? Oh, okay, no, there it goes now, but that Zergling was literally sitting like 2 hexes away from the pylon and just chilling there.
Yeah, that can happen sometimes. I never understand that. Sometimes the units just decide to coexist.
Peaceful Zergling,
Like,
man. But then Michael commanded him to do his job and kill that poor probe. Michael is such a heartless commander.
No, I know it.
Anyway, now, I mean, that was an okay-ish attack from Dewalt, but Michael did a very good job sniping the High Templar, those expensive gas units. I mean, so it's mostly Zealots now, and once Michael gets up a critical mass of Hydras, those Speedlots aren't really going to do anything without Storm support, and the Mutas are still alive here, despite taking that huge hit earlier. They might even come in here, snipe some High Templar, he's going to get one more High Templar, a nice Storm going down, and actually he doesn't get the High Templar. I'm a little bit surprised by that. Some of the Mutas must have whiffed their shots, but it looks like he's just going to go back in here. Can he get the other one? I think he's just going to have to sack it. Yep. Oh, does get the other one as well.
Yeah, just about. I'm just looking at the forces right now. Dewalt has got a decent force. I mean, he's macroing not well, but he's got 15k, not 15k, Jesus, imagine that. He's got
15k.
Yeah, imagine.
He has enough money to build 150 Zealots.
I can't even picture that right now, but he has plenty of cash in the bank. Oh, standing going down on a lot of Hydras. And doing a nice job of battling though. Michael's splitting fairly well. He's having to pull back now. Dewalt's doing a good job too. He's pushing across the map. He's got that +1 weapons upgrade in, whilst the Zerg has +0 armor. So he's going to be cutting through those Hydras like crazy. And Michael decides now is the time to fight. Storm going down again. Michael just manages to split in time, but a lot of those Hydras are very, very damaged right now. And he's just got to try and keep holding off this +4 force, and it looks like he's managed to do that for the time being. And Dewalt's spending some of that bank finally, but at least he's getting that third base up, which is largely what that push is probably in order to achieve. He just wants to force the Zerg back across the map and get himself some space. Meanwhile, the Zerg really needs to be considering another base. Excuse me, it does have a fourth base hidden down in the bottom left-hand corner, so Michael never stopping with the craziness. Hidden bases on this map, who'd have thought it?
This is going to be really interesting as well, because you see, Dewalt has this DT that's at the bottom right, so he, you know, actually that DT should probably be patrolling there as well, but Michael saw it with the Overlord, so he's like, okay, you know what, I'm not going to bother dealing with that, I'm actually just going to expand somewhere else. And Dewalt, if he doesn't see an expansion down there at the bottom right, might just assume Michael's staying on 3 base, is going to continue, you know, putting on a lot of Hydra pressure, and he's going to turtle up a little bit more, but actually there is this hidden expansion. Although, having said that, Dewalt has now sent another probe here to the 9 o'clock base, motioning as if he's just going to expand, but he really doesn't have enough money for it anyway, and 2 Lurkers going to come in here to deny it.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be successful, that. So not going to be a match, taking out the probe instantly. So it's going to be a little while before that base gets in anyway established, but yeah, I think you're right, he does not have the money available to him to be doing that. Massive probe transfer going out to the 12 o'clock right now. I heard Lurker fire coming in from that 9 o'clock base and was like, does he have Lurker's position in front of this probe transfer?
I thought the same as well. By the way, lovely gateway placement by Dewalt. Really, really nice.
Yeah, I'm a big appreciator of that, especially after coming off watching Draws games in SAS Tour. Were you watching that stream?
I was like watching it and doing something else as well. So like
gateway
half watching.
All over the shop. He had room for like 6 gateways in his main base.
Well,
against
see,
the lake.
here's the thing. I think Dewalt's worried because he's like, if I make badly placed gateways, I might have to cancel another Templar Archives, and I don't want to do that. So let me make sure these are nicely positioned.
That is really nice gateway placement. I mean, it's so easy to macro out. Your mouse just goes around it pretty much by itself. So yeah, that's going to make his macro a lot easier, and his minerals are staying nice and low. Probably though because he's got barely any economy under his belt. But it's good nonetheless, and he's going to scout down from the bottom left-hand corner, so the probe is going to find that out. Now, I wonder if he can actually do anything about this, though. As a big battle comes in, he may be able to lay down at least a storm with some Hydras. A few Hydras actually letting themselves get caught, though, way out in front of the main force. and way away from the lurkers as well. Oh, big storms going down, taking out so many lovely storms right there by Dewalt. He's looking a bit thin on the speed zealot count, but he might just have the Dragoons in order to power through this. Probably not, though. There's still a very, very deep lurker contained and a good amount of hydras. Oh, Stormer! Going down all over Michael's hydras and losing a lot of units, and Dewalt continues to push forward here. He may be able to get some decent positioning on the lurker field, but it looks like he's going to have to back off just for the moment.
Oh man, the funny thing is, I don't understand why Michael is 30 supply ahead right now. Like, those engagements look really good for Dewalt, and yet Dewalt is the one at 82 supply, whereas Michael's up at 128. And now we can see his army is basically down to nothing. It's only the Dragoons remaining, a control group of Dragoons, and that's not going to be nearly enough to fight this force. He should actually retreat with these. He really should be pulling back here. I don't know why he's continuing to engage without High Templar support. That looks like a couple of random Dragoons as well.
Lurker drop at the 12 o'clock base. 23 kills right there.
Wow.
For Michael on that one.
And there's one at the natural as well. Oh my god, I thought you were talking about the one at the natural. We just completely missed everything. Oh my god, Michael was so ghosted with his multitasking. He just killed every single probe in existence. Dewalt is currently not mining. He's completely mined out everywhere. That's why Dewalt's supply was so low. He literally lost 50 supply in probes. Oh my god, Dewalt has he has no money. He has no probes.
You said it. I must find out why. And I was just searching out all the bases, like what on earth is going on, and then bam, jackpot. But it looks like Michael decides to push forward, maybe a little bit premature. Oh, big storm going down on so many hydras. Michael, this was probably not your time, but either way, he gets the lurkers in there, burns them down, and oh, there's going to be so much blue goo going everywhere right now. And he takes up a fantastic position outside the third base from Dewalt. Just managing to get that probe charge through, but that is a lot of dead Dragoons right there, and he just needs to reinforce his position, and he is looking good. That is some go-to multitasking right there. When you can out-multitask the casters when you're playing, you know you're looking good. And some nice storms being laid down by Dewalt though, but it's going to be only enough to stave this off for just a short amount of time. Michael's macro is going to be getting big. However, down in the bottom left-hand corner, we do have a DT coming in, so he's going to be able to take out a lot of drones unless Michael sees what's up. I can't imagine his multitasking is that good, so that could be a little bit of a saving grace right now for Dewalt, but his economy is still going to need to get a lot of headway compared to Michael in order to bring him back into this.
Looks like Michael realizes that the DT is there, and you know, even though it's got 11 kills, it doesn't really compare to the 50 probe kills that those 4 lurkers got. Like, oh man, see, oh, not again, no, probes! Oh god, Michael is just ruthless. Michael, how many kittens must you kill before you are satisfied? Michael.
Absolutely brutal harassment here. It's really kind of being the big game winner for him. I mean, these engagements haven't been fantastic for him. They've been okay, and he would be probably even, but right now he is head and shoulders in front.
If you just count the probes, look, 1, 2, 3, 4 at the third, 5, 6, 7. He has literally 7 probes in existence on the map right now.
Wow. Wow. Well, he should be able to say count.
He had more probes after holding off the 4 pool than he has now. Like, oh god.
Shit me, that is super bad times. But don't worry, because the double citadels are here to save the day. Look at them.
Oh, poor Dewalt.
Made of pure gold as well. They're not cheap.
Man, I wish we saw those lurker drops. I want to go back and watch the replay and just watch the probes explode. That is so beautiful.
On my own time, just to be like, oh, wow, fireworks. Yeah, Dewalt's tiny little force moving across the map right now as Michael busts into his 12 o'clock base, and there is nothing to prevent this. I mean, he's got this teeny weeny little army. He's got, I don't know, plenty of storm in there, so kudos to him for that. Landing a nice storm and a couple of lurkers right there as well, but he has so little magic box of storms right there, doing a really nice job. But there's a limit. I mean, Michael just has such superior economy. He has such superior everything. The 12 o'clock Nexus does go down, and that really bids farewell to very fast to Dewalt's economy.
Yeah, I think Dewalt knows he's lost, but you know, it's the final game. If he loses, he just wants to hang on there a little bit longer. I mean, these are his last moments in the ISL3. He doesn't want to go down.
No, but it's not.
What can men do in the face of such imbalance?
Yeah. Oh, what's that? Oh, I know what that quotation is. Don't worry, I got it. I got it. They need to tell me. I'm ashamed to have even asked it already. And Michael loading up a Doom drop here at the 12 o'clock. I realised I said that really weird. I said Doom drop rather than Doom drop. But either way, he's loading up the thing which he's loading up. And he's going to be sending so many units into the main here, and Dewalt really is going to have no choice but to GG after this. I mean, you got to feel bad for him. He's come a long way to just be denied a part of that cash prize right at the death here, but Michael has been impressive and has been the better player overall of the day.
Yep, and here we go, the Doom drop moving in. That's alright, you just wanted to emphasize the Doom part of the drop. See,
yeah.
I think that was good, because this is definitely a Doom drop. Look at that, oh man, Cracklings tearing apart these beautifully placed gateways. Man, Michael's probably one of those kids that's like walks into an art museum and just like chucks stuff at the paintings. Ah, what a terrible person.
Consoles over at the beach.
Such a vandal. Michael is a vandal. Look at him vandalize this beautiful base here. Michael, you're a terrible person. You kill kittens and vandalize artwork. God.
This is all conjecture, mind you, but we wouldn't be surprised if it was true based on this game and this game alone.
GG!
GG!
So Michael advances to the round of 8, guaranteeing that he gets at least a little bit of a cash prize. But he is still a terrible person, so I hope he spends it on counseling.
Yeah, I think he probably will. I would.
So, looks like the next match is going to be another PBZ. My overlay tells me that it's going to be Technics versus Astro. And that's right, guys, my overlay tells me, because I'm actually not in control of this overlay. Like, you guys think I am, but actually, some mysterious puppet master from behind the scenes is controlling things. Like, because I